All right, so what I wanted to do today is something kind of a little bit different, a little bit, I think it's special. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. But to show you some of the different special gemstones we have and to let you feel them, and also comparing with some of the similar, maybe gemstones of similar version, just so you can feel the difference of them. We're going to start with the water element necklace, and that's the onyx with ruby. So this is one of our well-known and loved necklaces. It's onyx with a ruby. And so what I'm going to be doing is kind of giving the energies to what may be considered a universal frequency, if you want to get woo-woo technical. So all you have to do is just kind of sit back and receive the energies. You don't have to project yourself or anything like that. Just kind of relax and be open and tune in. Kind of get a sense of your surroundings right now. You can do that. And then notice how that changes when I bring in a gemstone. Okay, so starting with ruby onyx, here it comes. With ruby onyx, you may feel a sense of your energy settling, like water settles to lower elevations. Maybe even a sense of inspiration to move forward. This is an 8mm 24-inch. Okay, now compare that with this 4mm. Oops, this is a 4mm ruby onyx. It's a little longer, but note here it's about the gentleness of the smaller stone. It's almost as though you have to reach a little farther, go a little deeper to feel it. So a lot of times people who are very, very sensitive, they prefer the smaller stones, and then they realize, oh wow, the larger ones give me even a better sense of foundation and security and safety. But those of us who have worked with the gemstones for a while and want to take what they have to teach a little bit deeper, there's a place for these really small ones. And I organized all the tags so it would be easier to put together, but they're a lot more affordable usually too. But can you sense that feeling that you have to reach deeper into yourself to understand what the water element is about, to be able to feel that settling sensation? Whereas with the larger one, it's kind of like, we're here, we gotcha. It's almost in your face. It's like fully present. Okay, so anyway, I'll just go back to this one once more so you can feel the difference. It takes you deep, doesn't it? This is our standard 8mm Rhyolite gray moonstone. When we get this material, it comes in big hanks, okay? And we sort out the ones that have consistent color. We get rid of the ones that are broken, that aren't therapeutic quality for various reasons. Some are physical reasons, the shape isn't right, but a lot of times the coloration is wrong. So what you see here in a Rhyolite gray moonstone is the result of quite a bit of effort in doing that. So what I want to also show you is that as a result of hydrating, we found quite a bit of rhyolite that had smaller concentrations of markings. Exactly the same as the larger rhyolite, but the markings are smaller. They take up a smaller amount of space. And it wouldn't look right to put this material in this, so we separated them. And what we found was when you do that, the energies are different. I'm not going to say anything, let you feel them. Again, this is for the eliminatory system. So you just tune into the Rhyolite Gray Moonstone. We have eliminatory processes happening in every cell, in every system, in many different ways. Our body is constantly trying to let go so that we have room to receive something new. That's Rhyolite Gray Moonstone. Notice a sense of magnetic pull that this necklace has on your body. Okay, now this is the other rhyolite that we hydrated with a smaller pattern. Same colors, smaller pattern. Interesting. Can you feel the difference? So for me, this one here is like one big magnet, and here it's like many little magnets. Alrighty, this is our heart song. Morganite is the primary gemstone, along with white beryl, and here's rhodonite. Okay. Nourishing for the emotional body. See if you can feel that. Like being awash with this comforting essence, like, yeah, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Oh, this one, someone said they arrived late, no problem. This one we just did was Rhyolite Gray Moonstone. It was the gemstone for the eliminatory system. Heart song is particularly vitalizing for the emotional body. It's like vitamins for the emotional body. All right, now compare that with some very high quality morganite that we found. It's not without its clarity issues. There is substantial cracks and colorless inclusions, some clouding. But the rondelles are very bright and a lot more. Here you can see the difference. The color's a little richer, and you can definitely see through the beads. This is a lot more rare. How does your emotional body feel with this kind of morganite? Just allow yourself to receive. Makes me feel a little giggly. Vitamins for the emotional body, the sphere, morganite. very relaxed with the rondelles. And again, the rondelles. With the second necklace, past life recall. Everything from Egyptian time is going to be okay. Rondelles seem more active. Yeah, to me it's like, here's your vitamins. Don't they feel good? And for me, this one's like, well, here's your vitamins, and also here's some openings where you can put them. Let's provide space for you to be able to receive. Oh, I feel so good. they both feel so good. This is opalite. It was not just ordinary opalite with golden beryl, it's what we call opalite with mother opal. Because in between the golden beryl here, we have some mother opal. Let's see if you can see the rainbow matrix in here. So what mother opal is, it's the matrix of the opal, which has a very similar look to opalite, but it also has opal. And the energy of this gemstone has that same sense of how the universal mother is that matrix that holds us, that safety and support and absolute trust that comes from the universal mother. And that I think each of us may have been looking for in our own mothers and probably found a little lacking. That each of us who are mothers try to be for our kids and never seem to get it right in their eyes as much as we try. And so working with the mother opal can be particularly helpful when you're working with mother issues. The other thing about this is that the opalite opens up your timeline. So working with opalite and golden beryl is a really good tool for helping you to dig up those parts and pieces of the past that may be influencing your present situations in order to help you get through them. And when we include some mother opal in this, that essence gives you that support and feeling of trust and care and comfort that whatever you find you can handle and that you'll be okay. There's 2 bracelets here that are all mother opal. And as I turn them, can you see some of that opal shining? Some is more of a whitish, some is more of a darker orangish, some is more yellowish. The opal. You can see the fire and the play of color on some of these. Okay, here's the opalite again with the mother opal. It can help if you want to tune into a particular intention. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning, and then this journey could help you walk through that intention. But we all have stuff, and it's usually right there on the surface, so even without an intention, you're going to get the benefit of these. So what if a person feels shut down? I'm going to bring in the mother opal once again from a certain gemstone. That maybe they're not ready for the particular energy or gifts of the stone, the benefits of the stone, that's entirely possible. Absolutely. Sometimes when, and this is not unusual, somebody is sure that they need a particular gemstone, right, or a particular spray. It's very clear, their body is calling it in. But yet when you present it, it doesn't come in, and that's usually because they need something else first. And sometimes it's as simple as just a spray clearing. When your intention is to find a necklace to work with, that usually doesn't happen because it's your intention to find a tool that you can work with. But when you're in a gemstone therapy situation, and it's just very clear this necklace wants to come in, but why isn't it coming in? We'll see if there's something else that needs to come in first. Lapis is a really wonderful tool for helping to organize and give a single voice to the intelligence centers around your body. And immediately we think of our mind. Well, of course, that's where intelligence comes from. But there's also our heart, which has some beautiful wisdom and guidance to share, but also our gut. There's a very definitive voice in our gut that tells us, oh, you better not do that, or yeah, that's a good idea, go for it. And so by wearing lapis, those intelligences can work better together to give you a common voice that says, oh, okay, well, that's loud, where'd that come from? Oh, that's the concert of my heart, my mind and my gut telling me that this or that. So just enjoy this feeling of, this is 8mm lapis lazuli with pyrite. This is 14mm. Yeah. It is probably too big to wrap on a wand. It is heavy, but the individual beads are each amazing. They're the pyrite in them naturally. I don't know if you can see that one. And they're all like that. They all have this beautiful, beautiful natural pyrite. You can see. And then we always add more. These are so big we added small pyrite in between each one. So the purpose of the pyrite, yeah, wow. Purpose of the pyrite is to give this like electrical effect. I don't have the exact words to describe this, but intelligence is not static, it's moving, it's electric. The electricity that is emanated by the heart, the mind, and the gut are somehow brought into a common phase, maybe? It's stronger, and that pyrite is what helps to do that. It emphasizes that electrical quality. And then the lovely thing in general about all the lapis is that, or any lapis, is that we have intelligence centers throughout our body. Every organ, every cell has an intelligence. So if you have things that are really going haywire in your body, some lapis could be very helpful. Just to get those intelligence centers to wake up and just take a look at what's going on. So this is very rare, very, very rare to see anything this big. Maybe once every couple of years, 2-3 years. Let's get grounded. We're going to start with an emotional grounding tool, which is Mountain Pose. We pair rhodonite with onyx in this formula. There's actually 4 Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 onyx in the mountain pose. See what that feels like. Notice how your emotions are settling. So what happens if you have graphically, if I can sort of pantomime it, we have different layers of your aura. This is the physical body. A healthy superphysical is about that far away, and then comes the emotional layer. Well, when you're feeling frantic or upset or emotional in various ways, ungrounded, a lot of times the emotional energies, they drift away from the physical body, and they can accumulate at the higher or farther reaches of the emotional layer of the aura. So what mountain pose does is that it says, oh, time to come back. And it also helps to build that vibratory border between the superphysical and the emotional. It builds like a foundation. It's like a fabric to hold the emotional energies. Yes, you can settle, and I've got you. Again, a sense of support. Okay, that's mountain pose. And when your energies are collected in that way, it can make you feel courageous and brave and strong, kind of like a mountain. Big mountain pose. Big mountain. Mount Shasta. Mount Kathmandu. Everest. Big mountain. Whew, I got a wave of emotion. Yeah. Which can happen as your emotions start to settle. Some of the ones that may be out here kind of floating, as they start to settle and come back down, what they're holding could release. And you might feel that as moisture. This has some weight to it also, which can contribute to a sense of protection and just like comfort, but just wearing this, if you're feeling like you're like so frazzled you can't even think, even the weight, just bringing that in, bringing it all in. Okay, my energies, I can contain them, and I can feel that strength and courage building to truly own my feelings and be responsible and feel collected and move on with my life. And that can require a little bit of courage if you've been frazzled for a long time, because if you're in that state, things can fall apart pretty quick. So it can be a little scary to pick up the pieces and move forward. Let's look at the Earth Star. This is Azurite Malachite with some really beautiful emerald and blue sapphire. See that in the light? That emerald is just shining. There's a really nice blue sapphire in there too. This is natural Azurite Malachite, and is this very, very hard to find. Although there is at the Natural History Museum in New York, if you have a chance to go there, in the Gemstone exhibit, there's a block of it, that's almost a quarter of the size of my office, I think. It's huge. Huge block of natural azurite malachite. These have been very hard to find. Because what they're doing now is they're assembling. They take azurite and they take malachite and they break it up and combine it together. And the way you know if your azurite malachite is assembled is if you look at it and you see these geometric shapes that have little lines of malachite, the black and green lines. Well, that's impossible to have unless the lines continue through the stone. So we know that these are natural because there's none of that. The green and the blue are well mixed. And there's some brown tenorite in here, and there's some white calcite, and that doesn't bother me a bit because I look at these and I see the earth, and I see blue sky or blue ocean, and I see green, lush green forests, and then I see these little brown islands. And I see the white clouds. I don't like to have too much of that on a stone, and we do high grade out excessive amounts of calcite or tenorite. So this has an affinity with your Earth Star chakra, which is below your feet. When you incarnated in this lifetime, you brought with you information about what you were going to do in this lifetime. What was your purpose? Who were you going to serve? What karma were you going to resolve? And all that information got stored, you might say, below your feet, in the earth, in your Earth Star chakra. And when you are grounded, you have access to that. When you sleep well and you're well connected, that energy is available to you. If you need a little help, if you're a little unclear about what is your purpose, what decisions do you need to make, then working with Azurite Malachite can be very helpful. We add emerald to help that information come into your physical body more easily, into your physical intelligence, and blue sapphire to help that energy come into your mental body so you can be more mentally aware of it. We also have a formula called Manifest Destiny that includes onyx and amethyst to help bring that information up into your body. But it has much fewer Azurite Malachite. Here's 4 millimeter. I think the other one was 10. Yeah. This is baby Azurite Malachite. But notice you have to look a little deeper within. Someone once said that to hear better, sometimes you have to turn the volume down. If I whisper, are you more likely to pay attention to what I'm saying? When we turn the volume down, there's a part of our brain really focuses. So one of the benefits of the smaller stones is to help us to really focus. I'm highlighting this Moonstone. It's in our specials collection. Okay, so what I'd like you to tune into here is the difference between a graduated Moonstone and a Moonstone that is all one size. Again, graduated Moonstone. And then Moonstone all one size. Okay. Now, I'd like you to compare the white Moonstone. We call it the brilliant Moonstone because the body color of this Moonstone is white. The flash is also white, okay? Here is also white flash Moonstone because the flash is also white, but look at the body color. It's a gray. Actually, it's a light gray. Clearly white flash with a gray body color. Here, white body color, white flash. Notice the difference. Seems to be a big difference. They both nourish the superphysical body. They both help bring a vibration that can best be described as moisture to the physical body, supporting the immune system, supporting the lymphatic system, supporting communication, accurate communication, bathing the vessels, the nerve sheaths. White body color. So gray Moonstone has like an added value of having kind of like a gravitational pull, like the moon, to help you let go of unwanted energies through the pathway from the body into the superphysical. That's one of the natural pathways for letting go of unwanted energies. So if you have accumulations of a certain kind that is best able to release out through the skin, this might be a great one to work with. And the white one has more of a focus on just the benefits of the superphysical. The acute flows system is a system of the body not recognized by Western medicine, but it is the system different than the immune system that when you are injured, whether physically or emotionally or even mentally criticized perhaps, there are forces that respond immediately to help you find balance once again. Whatever is needed at any level, they're like the first responders, that emergency crew that puts you back into a state of safety and takes you out of the emergency. It's usually at play for no more than 3 days or so. And then the immune system and other processes start taking over completely. This is also straight off the stringer's fingers. Notable because look at how big those blue tourmaline are. We try to make sets of them where this one's the biggest and the darkest, and then that's a medium blue and that's a lighter blue, just to give different vibrations of blue color. This is the Acute Flows system. This is Riverstone with blue tourmaline. Right, compared to a baby one, 6 millimeter. So the whole idea is that you want to have your acute flow system alert and awake and kind of in a ready mode, so that if there is an emergency, it's all ready. It's got all its equipment, it's got all its tools, they're all organized, packaged, and ready to run out the door to help you. And then if you have had an injury or an affront of some kind, that after you have completed your physical first aid, which is always the first thing to take care of, always, always, take care of the physical first. And then you might pull out your energetic tools, and this might be one of them. Here's our beloved Leopard-Skin Jasper. We include Peach Aventurine, since Leopard-Skin Jasper helps you to draw into your life things that you need, missing pieces of the puzzle. And the Peach Aventurine helps you kind of assimilate and digest what you bring in. And sometimes Leopard-Skin Jasper comes in different flavors. This has almost like a gold undertone. I'm not sure if you can see that. Sometimes we find it with like a reddish undertone. This one has more of a grayish undertone. I don't know if you can see the difference, but no matter, you're gonna feel it. This is Leopard-Skin Jasper, Peach Aventurine. And this is a different shade of color. We've been calling it smoky, but it has nothing to do with smoke, or it's just the color. A little more golden variety. And a little more grayish variety. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you a lot of time with these. This is Siberian Jade. Big Siberian Jade, 12 millimeter. But wow, so I wanted to share it with you because I love jade. So one thing I learned about jade is that Siberian has a sense of chatoyance. When you turn the stones, there's kind of like the way the light plays with it, and British Columbian doesn't. This is extraordinary quality, 12 millimeter. So what happens is that as we age, our centrifugal energies, that ability to kind of fly apart, gets more, and our energies loosen. Well, green nephrite jade helps support the centripetal flow, that flow that brings in. And the prehnite helps give us space, helps soften the body so that the energies can come in. And so here's another jade. A little smaller, this is 10 millimeter, but just extraordinary quality, Siberian also. The latest word on the pricing, a couple years ago, jade prices skyrocketed. And what I learned at the last gem show was that they have stabilized, except for the highest quality has continued to rise. All right, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me and playing with the gemstones today. Okay, bye for now.